This is turning out to be a very good idea. Everybody seems to want to know what Elon is posting every day. And every day we're getting more and more folks. Please let me know what I could do differently, what I could do that would make it more exciting or interesting to you. Believe me, the one thing that a couple of people have said is, what about the politics? Well, the politics is going to be a big part of it. If you don't want to know what Elon's thinking politically, this is probably not a good place for you to come visit. So let's take a look at what he has been talking about the last 24 hours. I think you will be amazed at some of these comments. All right, let's start with the very, very latest. This is from Still Gray, Stillgray. He says, how it started and how it's going is his headline. He then shows two headlines from Politico. The first headline says the Ukraine is winning and it is changing. So that's the couple of years ago headline from Politico. The current headline, Ukraine is headed for defeat. Elon responds to this. He says, easy to predict. In fact, I did predict it. So then Elon puts up a poll. The question on the poll is, bring back the vine, question mark? Right now it's running 71 to 29 in favor of bringing back the vine. Then he goes on to say, he says, whoa, I just realized that raising a kid is basically 18 years of prompt engineering. That is absolutely, he said that blew his mind. Just the thought of it blew his mind. All right, that's the blew your mind emoji anyway. All right, so then he's replying to Whole Mars blog. He says, no, we're not quite betting the company, but going balls to the wall. By the way, did you know that balls to the wall is possibly an aeronautical term and or a navigational term with regard to large ships at sea? There's lots of details about that. You can look it up if you want. Anyway, he says, not quite betting the company, but going balls to the wall for autonomy is a blindingly obvious move. Everything else is like variations on a horse carriage. James Dauma responds to that. He said, not doing this would be dumb. And Elon says, absolutely. Well, there you go. Do you have any questions left about what's going to happen over the next 90 days or so? All right, now we start with NPR. Catherine Meher is now, Meher, I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name, Maher. I've seen it pronounced both ways. She says that the number one challenge in her fight against disinformation is the First Amendment in the United States, which makes it a little bit tricky, she says, to censor bad information and the influence peddlers who spread it. And Elon Musk says, this keeps getting crazier. The head of NPR hates the Constitution of the United States of America. Then Elon responds to this from Libby Emmons. I think this is, I'm not sure, might be liberals of TikTok. Anyway, or liberal, anyway, I think that's who it is. Anyway, NPR's CEO believes that truth is subjective and the pursuit of truth can get in the way of getting things done. This is a direct quote, and in context, this is me. I looked it up. I read looked at the TED Talk that she was doing. She also said in this TED Talk that seeking the truth and trying to persuade others of the truth may be the wrong way to go about things. And then the final comment there is, Elon says, now imagine if this is programmed explicitly or implicitly into a super powerful AI. It could end civilization. And then he says, no, there's no need to imagine. It's already programmed into Google Gemini and OpenAI GPT. Think that one through. Let that one sink in deeply. Gadsad, Gadssaad says, truth is subjective, is precisely, in quotes, is precisely the key tenet of postmodernism. Well, yeah, we knew that. This is why I refer to it as the granddaddy of all parasitic idea pathogens. Real Chris Rufo says, exclusively, Catherine Meher says that as CEO of Wikipedia, she took a very active approach to disinformation, coordinated censorship through conversations with government, and suppressed content related to the pandemic and the 2020 election. This is NPR's new censor-in-chief, says Elon. No surprise. Christopher Rufo again says, Catherine Mayer, this is a repost. This is her speaking. This is her posting this on X. Agenda for today. Put on a dress, meet some senior officials, boss it in a man's world, critique the politics of representation, and then scotch. Elon says you get pretty much the same output if you prompt Grok to be so woke that it sounds like parody, and then a big laughing emoji. Christopher Rufo again says, it's incredible. It seems like the Google Gemini was trained exclusively on her tweets. Elon Musk says that he recommends the latest Lex Fridman interview. He calls it interesting, and this is how Lex characterizes it. It's a conversation with Edward Gibson, a linguist and psychologist at MIT, heading the MIT Language Lab. We talk about all of the human language aspects: syntax, grammar, structure, theories of language, evolution of language, how it reflects culture, and of course, large language models, both their amazing power and their limitations. I will be listening to that one for sure, as I'm guessing my English professor wife will be also. Ian Miles Chong says he wonders aloud what they are teaching at Columbia University. Well, so I watched the clip because I don't want to play the whole clip here. And the panelist was basically saying he doesn't believe in representational democracy. And then Elon responds to that, traitors. Stephen Mark Ryan says 99.99999% of actors act because they learn that it is how they can gain approval and adoration of others. I would take some exception with that, but there's a percentage, I'm sure that he's right. And he says a trans child is the ultimate Hollywood virtue signal right now, meaning they get extra approval. 2 is even better. 3 is the God mode. And Elon responds with, yep. Still gray. NPR's new CEO says the truth gets in the way of working things out. So we should disregard it. He quotes, our reverence for the truth might be a destruction that is getting in the way of finding common ground and getting things done. And Elon used the nuts emoji. I'm trying to figure this out. If you use the truth, then you can't find common ground. So you need to lie, make up. I'm so confused here. I took philosophy in college, honestly. Mark Andreessen says, and he, by the way, he's on X as PMARCA. Gemini has spoken. Suppose a tech company is building a super intelligent AI. The tech company insists that only it can be trusted with this technology, and that if it falls into the wrong hands, the results will be ruinous. The tech company is actively lobbying the government regulatory for protection and monopoly cartel status. So with this company, within the span of a few weeks, becomes overrun by an employee mob that occupies employee official offices and demands that the company take a radical political stance, namely destroy Israel is basically what the stance was they wanted the company to take. Then this company realizes they have a Chinese spy working as an employee at the company for several years. This employee has stolen the company's next generation AI chip designs and taken them back to China. And then they release an AI image generator that turns the American founding fathers and Nazis all black. Can this company be trusted with super intelligent AI and monopoly cartel status granted by the government? Explain your answer. And Elon says he gives a fire emoji. Then we go back again to PMARCA, goes on to say, the company is literally overrun by employee mobs. Chinese spies are walking AI chip designs out the door, and they turn the founding fathers and Nazis black, but we can trust them with AI safety and capture. And then Elon does the laughing out loud emoji to that one. Then we have the Babylon Bee saying that a headline, judge warns Trump criminal trial may last until, say, November 6th. And Elon puts a laughing out loud emoji. This is from Whole Mars blog. Few understand what we are witnessing here. A meme and then he shows a meme that shows humanoid robots will exceed the number of iPhones in the next decade. Okay, humanoid robots will exceed the number of iPhones in the next 10 years. Gradually, and then suddenly, and Elon responds, yeah. Then we have Elon Musk saying that legacy media simply can't compete with hundreds of millions of humans providing real-time, AI-assisted, interactive information. And then he shows some charts with declines of the online legacy media, such as Fox News, New York Times, CNN, etc. And probably should have put up NPR. Omar's blog has this then. He says he's an ex-poster. We don't know how, oh, this is an ex-poster saying these words. He's setting up a joke. So we have an ex-poster saying this. We don't know how many more years it will be before robotaxis are real. And Omar says, me, responding, I'm literally replying to this from a driverless car. And then Elon Musk puts up a laughing out loud emoji. In case you haven't heard enough about NPR today, Christopher Rufo again, who posts as Real Chris Rufo. He says, she has deep talks. She sees the big picture. And this is also a quote from her post, from her ex account. My brothers and I had some deep talks about this recently. We're each over 30 with real jobs and deep discomfort about what it would mean to bring a child into a warming world. Famine, drought makes women not want children. Yeah, I hear you. And then Elon replies, he says, once you've seen that the true battle is expansionists versus extinctionists, you can't unsee it anymore. Then the Real Chris Rufo says, breaking, the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace has just shut down RSVPs after I tweeted about the NPR CEO's event tomorrow. So he's not able to respond and do his RSVP. He says, don't be discouraged by the wait list. Print out one of her most ridiculous tweets on a poster board and show up at the doors. And then he shows a ridiculous tweet on disinformation, journalism, and technology, a conversation with Catherine Mayer. And Elon says that Andrew Carnegie is turning in his grave. And that is the end of what we have for you today. If you didn't see the post yesterday with Brian White, you need to go back. Actually, you know that was a huge one. Got over 10,000 views, but you also might want to go back. The Nicholas Gibbs Good News Tuesday also was a huge, big hit. And you might want to go back and check that one out. I'll put that card up rather than the other one about the Nicholas Gibbs from last night. If you want to go check out that. If you're liking this, please let me know. Not only hit the like button, that would be fantastic, but also let me know if, tell me. Let me know in the comments below. Randy, keep this up. This is good stuff. You're not going to be able to do this yourself. Believe me, it is now an hour a day just to put it together, not counting the amount of time to actually produce it and put it up. So if you like it, please let me know that. If you hate it, yeah, let me know that too. Or maybe you only hate it partially and you think, hey, Randy, okay, I'm not going to be able to put up all the posts. You guys keep asking for me to put the post so you can read along. That would take another hour to take all the posts and then make them beautiful and make them look nice enough for me to put them up there. I can't put that hour. I don't have the hour to give you. I'm sorry. It won't pay for it. So a lot of people seem to like the idea they can listen to this while they're walking or while they're out driving around. And they don't need to be looking at the posts. So I'm sorry, you're just going to have to look at this gorgeous puss. All right. Hey, join Patreon if you'd like to help support my 4 videos per day now. Thank you so much. And it's been great talking to you.